Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast straight to the apex. Join the guys, and they're talking Formula One. That's right. What could you want from a Formula One podcast? People talking Formula One. Talking about races gone and races to come, all the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the season as a whole is sort of drawing to a close now. We've got champions left, right and centre, but there's still races to come. And that's why we're here. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Share that podcast around, people. It's hands down one of the best podcasts, and it deserves to be shared. If you know somebody that likes the Formula One, send this their way. They will love it. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast. Straight to the apex.
Hello and welcome to Straight to the Apex, episode 21, F1 motor racing and pretty much anything podcast, to be honest. It's just the two of us today. Your host, as per usual, T, however you like it. And I've also got Mark Wilkin.
Hi.
Who's joined us as well.
Hi.
How are you doing, Mark?
Fantastic, you?
Yeah, I'm not so bad. James is away. He's on his holiday pops. It's his son's birthday, so happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, John.
Half of the podcast. However, your dad didn't take his adopted son on holiday, so I'm slightly disappointed about that. Not gonna lie.
Maybe because you didn't see him at the hairdressers, because normally, you could have chatted about that when you both went to the same guy.
Well, I mean, that's why I've got the hat on today, because it's not looking good, bruv. But I'm booked in on Friday, so but I'm going to miss my dad not being there. So
difficult day. Are you going to be all right by yourself in the chair?
I should be all right by myself.
Good.
I should be.
Good.
I should be. But yeah, how are you?
Good. Jealous of the hat for listeners. Tony's sporting a very nice blue Ferrari hat. I do have the red Lewis Hamilton one, but not seen that blue one, and it does look good. Has it got a 44 on, or is it just?
It's just
a Ferrari one.
Just a Ferrari one.
Nice.
It's a special edition, I think. Is it a Monza? It's a special edition Monza one.
Nice. I will miss the next two races. So this is my last podcast for a few races. Obviously, Brazil next week when I fly, and then it's Vegas the weekend I come back. So I will have a lot of races to catch up with.
Wow. Where are you going?
Japan.
Wow. Go steady. That's all I can say.
I will.
Go steady. The food over there is going to be a bit of an issue.
Not as much as China last year.
Okay.
Food is going to be better in Japan than China. Hopefully, I survived China. But no, by all accounts, food is going to be better in Japan. So, yeah, 13 and a half hours on a plane, straight on a bullet train for a couple of hours. It's going to be interesting. Very interesting.
Wow. Exciting. Very, very, very exciting. Well, should we get into it then?
Let's get into it.
The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez track. And maybe people know it more as the Mexico City Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It was a good race. I thought it's been better than the previous races that we've just had.
Few talking points.
There's a few talking points.
Yeah, so that already makes it a better race.
Exactly. Exactly. So where should we start? Should we start at the news?
Yeah, you start the
Do you
news.
have any news? And to be honest, I don't think I have much.
I have 2 points.
Go for it.
First one, Aston Martin avoided a penalty for a minor F1 financial rule breach. They've not said what the breach was. However, it was minor and they've not got any penalties.
Interesting. I think I saw something about that breach, but it was very much hush hush.
Yeah.
Any more details?
They've not announced it, whereas the Red Bull one the other year was like it was catering, blah, 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 blah. This one, yeah, it's just a minor financial breach of the salary cap, which is interesting. Maybe Adrian knew his wages.
Maybe.
Only other one I've got is Felipe Massa is at the High Courts at the minute about his 2008 Drivers' Championship.
Yes.
Bernie Eccleston, the former F1 boss, has basically said his claims are a misguided attempt to reopen the result. Massa is claiming for loss of earnings and sponsorship for not winning the title that year. That's the whole Crashgate scenario. What's your thoughts?
It's gone. Let it go.
Correct.
Is my initial thoughts. Crashgate was Crashgate, but at the end of the day, nothing was done at the time. It's done. The season's done. And how do you even work out if you'd have won, what would you have earned? I don't understand. Like, so if it had won, Nike, Adidas, and Amazon will have all come up and gone, yes, we want to sponsor you now. Here's $100 million each. Like, so therefore I should be given $300 million. I don't understand how. I just don't understand what he wants. I just let it go. It's happened. It's gone.
It was one of the only Brazilian drivers on the grid at the time, so I'm pretty sure that the Brazilians love the motorsport and Formula One. He'll have got enough money sponsorship wise. Like you said, it's a bit like football when people say about a goal that was offside that's a goal, and then the other team goes up and scores. Oh well, they wouldn't have scored or whatever. Like you say, that if the crash hadn't have happened, what's not to say that Massa would have won that race? What's not to say that Massa would have not crashed in another one because the pressure would have been on if he'd have won that race. So who knows? I think it's nearly 10 years ago now. Let it go. You've not won the championship. It made a fantastic finish. It gave Lewis his first one. Move on. Move on. It's done. So
I agree. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's done. I don't know what he's going to get from this, but
no,
we'll see. We'll see. It's just annoying.
It is.
It's just annoying. I don't have any other news except for really about the weekend.
Okay.
And that was the marshals on the track. At some points, Liam Lawson had a close call. That was scary. Please, we need to, regardless of what race, let's get marshals off the track, please.
But was it under a double wave yellow? Because and I think it was, then double wave yellows are slow down so much, be prepared to stop. That's when they say marshals on track. So I don't think it's a bigger issue as we think it is. But it was, it was a bit too close for comfort.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But hey ho. Let's crack on with the weekend then.
Okay.
Practice. We had 9 rookies, 9 reserve drivers in the first practice. Was it Archie? Let me find his name again. So I'm not going to name them all because some of their names are very difficult to pronounce. I'm not going to lie. That's it. Arvid Lindblad. Luke Browning for Williams. Jack Crawford for Aston Martin. Antonio Fuoco for Ferrari. Paul Aaron for Alpine, amongst others that I'm not going to name because I'm not going to butcher their names. So that was good. Arvid was the highest placed. So, but we know practice means fuck all.
Well, I was going to say Leclerc, Verstappen, and Norris all topped at a practice session each. So it was quite a mixed bag practice, really.
Now we know that this track is quite unique because it's thousands of meters above sea level. And somebody put it in great perspective. It's what's the Burj Khalifa, is it, in Dubai?
Yeah.
The track's higher than that.
Really?
A lot higher than that.
Really?
Which puts in perspective of how high this track is.
Wow, I didn't know that. That is that's amazing.
I didn't know that either. So quali. We get Lando Norris on pole, Leclerc second, Hamilton third, Russell fourth, Max fifth, Kimi Antonelli sixth, Sainz seventh, Piastri eighth, Isaac Hadjar ninth, Ollie Behrman in the top 10. The usual suspects were the second 10, 11 till 20. Anything to add from qualifying? Surprising Ferrari up there.
Ferrari 2 and 3, very surprising. Behrman was fastest in Q1. He was very strong. Hadjar also up there. Hadjar did well, looked strong. But like you say, Piastri down in 8th, which got bumped up to 7th because of Sainz's penalty from the previous race. Disappointing again from Piastri. I mean, we've both got a comment or a statement from James about the full weekend, his review. Piastri,
we shall get onto that when we get to the race.
Yes. Piastri, surprising down there. Max, surprisingly 5th.
He wasn't happy. I remember watching a few interviews after quali. He wasn't happy with the car all weekend. He'd had a few upgrades, which quite a few of the teams have during this weekend.
Yeah.
Didn't pay off, stopped the momentum. And I think his comments were to we needed somebody to crash or a DNF in front of us for us to progress because the car is not where he wants it to be. So that's disappointing, interesting. Obviously, we spoke about how strong he is in the last podcast, and obviously the race following that, he then trips up. So
yeah,
Piastri again. Yeah, is the pressure getting to him? I think it is. I think Lewis touched on another interview where he's mentioned it's harder to lead than it is to chase. When you chase, you've got somebody to aim for. I think his comments were after quali that he's got nothing to lose. The others have, which was picked up by the media as being a little bit ruthless, which I understand and I get what he means, but it's actually nice to hear Lewis Hamilton actually talking positively and about racing for once, because it just seems like he's either doing shit or it's a soapbox. So
he's maybe fell out of love a little bit this year, and maybe it's been tougher than he thought going to Ferrari. I think there's a lot of behind the scenes politics at Ferrari. The Italians are setting their way. It's, this is the brand. They do things a certain way, and I think Leclerc's been trying to change that, and I think Lewis coming in, he's basically said, you're not going to win a championship like this. Let's do this. And I think the pair of them are starting to change it a little bit. And like you say, we saw that this weekend. But yeah, it was quite nice. Positive Lewis. Like you say, he was happy. Obviously, with what happened with Roscoe and everything. Let's hope that they've turned the corner. I mean, they'll probably go back to being shit, but let's hope that they've turned the corner.
That's the thing. They did bring upgrades, paid off. But again, it's like this podcast, we say something good about them, and then the next race are absolutely shit.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton it's always the case with Lewis, isn't it? He does well, you big him up, everyone gets hyped, and then suddenly, next race, dog shit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what happened anyway.
Yeah.
Which brings us beautifully onto the race.
Yeah.
So it is the longest straight from the start and finish line to the first corner. Because of the altitude, it makes the cars a bit quicker as well.
Yeah.
The
air isn't as thick, so they cut through it better.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you, engineer man.
No problem.
It's definitely up there with one of my favourite first corners. Definitely.
Which line of the corner are you talking about? Which is your favourite? Well, the grass cutting aspect of it, or the one that they actually take? I like it because you can actually get like I said, Lewis was quite happy with third because he was like, I'm at the clean side of the grid. I can draft the two in front of me. Leclerc was like, I'm on the dirty side. And like you say, it transpired that actually they all arrived at that corner together.
And that's the beauty of the Mexico first corner, because even if you take the wrong line, you can still survive to the next corner. If you're in the top three, yes, you do have an advantage. Or do you have an advantage? Because they all got to the corner, like you say, four abreast. There is, and it's just so much pandemonium. I love it. I think it's great. But yes, that first corner was tasty, very tasty. That's one of them moments where you definitely, if you won the lottery, first corner at Mexico would be a go-to for sure. Definitely. For sure. Yeah. So yeah, Lando actually nailed the start. Flew off, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then you had the Ferraris behind them, Russell in a bit of a tussle behind, and Max also sniffing. It was an interesting first corner. Lando goes through unscathed. Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, and Max all have a bit of a tussle, don't they?
Yeah.
Behrman somehow flies up there as well. Piastri kind of nowhere to be seen.
Drops back a bit, Piastri.
Yeah. But it's settles down a little bit, and then we have probably one of the biggest talking points of the race, and that is the Hamilton-Max Verstappen duel. Now, it got argy-bargy, and I agree with that. I thought that was okay. But then Max took the inside of the corner. Lewis ran out of road, went over the grass, came back and gained advantage by leaving the track. He then ended up getting a 10-second penalty. My thoughts, that's a bit excessive. Second of all, I think, yes, he did gain an advantage. He should have given the places back, but I think Max was owning the corner. Again, you've got to think about that Ferrari engineer and Lewis and Ferrari. Would a better team have told him to slow down, let him back? I thought it was harsh, 10 seconds. And it ruined his race. It did ruin his race. But out of all that, you got an Ollie Behrman P4. What are your thoughts, Mark? I'm interested to know.
Well, starting with turn one, Max was on the rumble strip, couldn't brake, kind of get why he careered off like he did. Leclerc obviously cut the corner, got in front of Norris, let him by. Max got in front of both Ferraris, let them both by. They investigated it. Nothing really happened. It was a turn one incident. Like I say, turn one start. The Max and Lewis thing, I think you've hit it on the head. Max was a bit aggressive. Lewis thought, you know what, we've been here before. Like you've said, I've got nothing to lose. Forces him off. Apparently, they spoke about it in the driver's briefing too. You've got to follow that road. You couldn't follow that road. That try to follow that road was ridiculous.
I mean, it was brought up in the driver's briefing, wasn't it? I remember it was Karun on the F1 Sky Sports talking, saying they have been told they have to abide by these runoff roads and whatnot. If that was the case and that was the runoff road, what a joke.
Yeah, it was all. That's not a runoff. It was terrible. So I get why Lewis went across the grass. Should he have backed up a little bit more than he did? Yeah. I think his engineer, like you just said, was so unclear on the radio about the penalty because actually he was investigated for two things. And it was the let him off for regaining the track, not following the steward's race director's instructions. They let him off for that. It was the gaining an advantage. I think the 10 seconds is an absolute joke because it wasn't 10 seconds. No one has ever been given a 10-second penalty for that. And it was 5 seconds. But I think, like you said, if they'd have said to him on the radio, just back up, don't let them by, just get back just in front of Max, possibly he'd have been got away with it. But the 10-second, absolutely, you ruined his race. I won his pit stop. It put him in all the traffic. You can't really overtake much at Mexico anyway. And it was a joke. But I think what was worse was when his engineer explained it to him. It wasn't actually clear. So I'm hoping there was some more radio conversation because what he actually told him was a load of crap.
Yeah, well...
But George Russell moaning on the radio about both incidents. He wouldn't let it go.
He was on one.
He was
absolutely.
It was maybe the high altitude.
Swearing like a trooper. Because I think he felt and he knew Oscar Piastri was coming to get him. And Kimi also, in close proximity, was getting on his nerves. And so he had almost 2 or 3 stresses at the same time, hence why we got literally a swear word after every single goddamn sentence.
Yeah.
That's not like George. Don't know why he was like that.
Like I say, he was annoyed at Kimi, get him out my way. He knew probably, like say, Piastri was going to overtake him. I think he just thought, do you know what? I've stayed on track and about 6 cars have gone off. How is that racing? Which, when you look at it from that point of view, there's cars on at different angles on corners like 1 and 5 on the grass at all sorts of different angles. He's kept it on and he's not gained anything from it. So I can kind of see it, but his race engineer had a long, calm him down, but I can kind of half see he's whinging, but then half not. Because, like I say, it's lap 1. They all do it. He's probably done it before, so don't portray that you haven't.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have anything else in the race to talk about? I've got one final point, really.
Okay.
Well, a couple, really. I mean, from then it was pretty much all about the pit stops, and it was interesting. I think we had a very close pit stop with Piastri, and I think it was Russell, and I think Piastri just pipped him.
Yeah.
So they all kind of pitted at the same time. After that, what did we have? Not much. It was all kind of building up to Piastri. Could he pip? Could he get Berman? And could Max Verstappen get Charles Leclerc. And it was all building up. And then we had a Carlos Sainz spin and DNF retirement. With 2 laps to go, I felt he was out of the way.
100%.
I felt he was out of the racing line. He was nearly off the track. He was literally a metre off the track. I don't know why he stopped where he stopped. If he was moving, couldn't he have moved a little bit further outside the track?
Well, he had issues, didn't he? Because he got 2 5-second penalties for speeding in the pit lane, and then when it went to him the second time, the car was bouncing like a kangaroo. So I think he had engine problems or software issues. So maybe that's why he couldn't get off the track as much as he did. However, on the first lap, I must admit, I struggled to see a car in the stadium section when they said there's yellow flags.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It was a bit unnecessary.
And I think every driver thought the same. I think Max Verstappen came on the radio and said, well, he's out of the way. I was furious during the race. Let them race. If you're the race director and you're a fan, you're the boss of this race, you're running this race, let them race. We've been building up to this. He's out of the way.
You had 2 laps left. Just let them race. You've just said it. You had Lawson that nearly hit some stewards to pick up debris. You couldn't just wave a single yellow in that section. You had to do a full virtual safety car on the circuit. Ridiculous.
Just let them race. And it disappointed me massively. And it robbed us. It robbed everybody. And everybody was pissed off.
Yeah.
It eventually went back to green and full race mode, but the damage was done. Behrman held on, got his 4th driver of the day. Yes, that is one of Haas's best results of the season. But they both scored points. Esteban got 9th. It was Behrman's best finish. His family were emotional, shall we say.
Yeah.
It was good. It was nice to see a British driver right up there. But yeah, that was about it. That was Mexico.
Well, I had Lawson retired, Hulkenberg retired on lap 28, Alonso retired with a brake issue, and Norris won by 29 seconds.
He absolutely monstered it. Is that because he was in clean air at the front?
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
And I think he had some upgrades. He took some of the upgrades and Piastri didn't want them about 2 or 3 races ago. Did we talk about that last week? I can't remember if we talked about it, if I talked about it with someone at work. But basically, McLaren offered both drivers these upgrades. Norris said, yeah, I'll have them. Piastri went, I quite like the car, how it's handling. I don't want to take them. And it seems like the more that they've added on upgrades McLaren, the better the car's got, and Piastri stood still. But I still think it's a pressure thing. I don't think it's just upgrades. But apparently McLaren have said this weekend they're not upgrading the car going forward. So, yeah, interesting. Like I say, the fact that Norris was 29 seconds in front was ridiculous.
Well, the moment you've all been waiting for, guys. This was James Stainforth's.
Oh, go for it.
The race. How many times can Max go off the track and it's fine, but Lewis goes off once and gets a 10-second penalty? We all agree. 3 turns before, and he obviously carries on.
Of course he does.
3 turns before that, Max dive bombs down the inside and forces Hamilton off the track. He did. He did the same thing at Mexico last year, and he got a 20-second and got a 20-second penalty.
Wow.
Did he? Don't know. He might. I mean, he's on holiday.
He might have had a few beers, but then there was nothing offensive in there, so maybe beers makes him more sensible.
Maybe the alcohol mellows him out, but
yeah, maybe, yeah.
He then goes off track across the grass and gained an advantage. No penalty for either. And the rules are that taken on the inside, the driver must do it in a safe and controlled manner, which he didn't. Lewis locks up and goes off the track and gets a 10-second penalty for not using the correct escape route. Did you see the escape route? We have touched on that already. It was terrible. The cycle lanes in Hull are wider than that thing. He might have a point there, I'll be honest.
Yeah, might have
Back in the day when there was no cycle routes, it was fantastic. Holness Road, awesome. Centre of town, awesome. Yeah, cycle routes are shit. Yep. Marshall's on the track, what the fuck? Yes, we've touched on that. That was a mad point. Lando had a dominating weekend, absolutely sensed the car all weekend, and gets booed for it. Yeah, I did think that as well.
I've got a point. Carry on with your James thing, but yeah, I've got booing of Norris on the podium. I'm interested in your thoughts. I mean, finish James is.
And now people are saying that McLaren have done something to the cars. There is a lot of rumours about that, saying they've done something to Oscar's car, but we're not buying that. We're not even going to talk about that. We've been there before, guys, in previous seasons.
We have. Red Bull Gate.
Don't waste your breath. Yeah. Don't waste your breath. Why? Because many expletives here. Has struggled for weeks because he's not as good as people think. Clown emoji. Ooh. If you're a listener to this podcast, you know that James is not Oscar Piastri. Congrats to Lando for an amazing race. Well done, sir, and Behrman as well. Oscar, again.
Would you
James
like me?
Isn't the biggest fan of you can go.
Right, I'll say it, Tony.
No, you don't.
No, I'm going to.
No, because several.
I want to feel like James is here. So James.
No, don't do it.
Why? Because the whiny little bitch has struggled for weeks because he's not as good as people think. Clown emoji. Oscar, you can go suck on a dead kangaroo's dick. Footnote. He will be listening to the podcast to make sure that we read the message in its entirety, including the marsupial neocrophilia, so do not disappoint me. Also, please read that message, as I like that term. Well done, James.
Predictions will be the same.
As
it is clearly jinxing
the whiny little bish. The whiny little bish. So the booing. What did you think to
that? What I think to the booing is what I think to the marsupial necro, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't understand. Don't know what that is, and I apologise to anybody if that offends them. That is not any of us. That is James.
That's all James.
It's because it potentially because it's a Red Bull track. Red Bull favoured fans. Red Bull. Don't know why. There was a lot of McLaren fans there. Don't understand it. Is it because he's British? I don't understand it. But they booed Lewis Hamilton.
That's true.
Again, season after season, I say the same thing. If you're booing Lewis Hamilton, you ain't got your IQ of racing is not. I just don't understand. I don't understand that. Don't understand it. Will they boo anybody? They'll probably boo anyone that is not a Red Bull driver who wins the race.
Well, they booed Max the other year when it was all to do with Checo.
Yeah.
So you know, I didn't understand it myself. Was it because, was it Jamie Chadwick she's called on the F1 coverage? I think it's because it was at boring race because he was so far in front. I don't think it's that at all.
No.
And they can't all be Piastri fans. It's probably because Max didn't win. Or was they just booing the end of the race because of the whole VSC?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I
don't know. Anyway, Lando won. Charles Leclerc got second, Max third, Ollie Behrman fourth, Oscar Piastri fifth, Kimi Antonelli sixth, George seventh, Lewis eighth, Esteban ninth, and Gabriel Bortoleto 10th. That is pretty much it. What do the standings look like after? Well, guys, Lando Norris is now leading the championship by 1 point from Oscar Piastri. Max Verstappen is third, Russell fourth, Leclerc fifth, Hamilton sixth, Antonelli seventh, Albon eighth, Nico ninth, Hadjar 10th. Predictions.
Do you want me to be James?
The predictions.
I do. Do you want me to be James?
So do be James. Well, I don't think really nothing's changed. You're still winning.
Well,
Beth second.
I got no points because I had Max Norris Russell, so I'm still on 40. James had Piastri Norris Max, got a point for Max, 25 to 26. You got 4 points for. Did you get 4 points? No, you didn't. You got 1 point. Sorry, you got 1 point for. No, you didn't get any points, did you?
I didn't get any points because I changed I think it's the 19 races, if not more, that I changed my guess and therefore missed out on 4 points. So I got no points.
So you had Max Piastri Norris, got no points, still on 22. Beth had Hamilton Norris Max, gets a point for Max on 31. And Charlie had Norris Russell Leclerc, so she gets 3 points for Norris. So she's on 14. You're then next up on 22. Then we've got James on 26, Beth on 31 in second, and me on 40. So predictions for this race. You want to go first? You are the host.
The host goes first, and I think everyone's gone Lando Norris to win. Will he win again? I'm really not sure. I know Max Verstappen is taking a power unit, so he's going to get a -5. You know what? I've got the Ferrari hat on. I think I'm going to go Leclerc to win. Then I'm going to go Norris second. And then I'm going to go Max Verstappen third.
Nice. Didn't know about the engine, so I have gone Max to win, Norris second, and Hamilton third. James's is, as always, Piastri Norris Max. Charlie's is Norris Leclerc Russell. And what is Beth's?
Beth's is Lewis Lando Charles.
Wow.
Mixing it up, it could go anywhere.
It is.
Could go anywhere.
So you've got a minute 20 left. I mean, do you want a second half? Are we all done?
I think we're all done.
Wow.
I think we're all done. Rovers is finished. They've done the treble. There's no more that we can talk about that.
England Rugby League was terrible at weekend.
England are shit. Don't believe the hype. They're fucking shit. They're terrible. They're terrible, guys. They're terrible.
Awful.
We've been watching Mikey all season. We know. He's the guy sometimes, not all the time.
No.
But yeah, that's it. Not a couple of weeks. It's Brazil. Will it be a wet one? We'll see. Will Max Verstappen pull it out the bag? Maybe. But you'll have to tune in next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Tony. And
thank you.
Have a good holiday, James.
Yes, and you too.
Thank you.
See you all on the other side.
Bye.
Goodbye.
So there you go, watching that. Another one done, another one gone. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for being here. Before you leave us, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. And check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we have social media links and an email button, and that way you can get in touch with us. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for being here. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
You've just listened to another episode of Cookie Cast. Thanks for listening.